This Saturday, we have one of the most anticipated fights of the year. Cory Sandhagen, who's often considered the boogeyman of the division, will face the rising star Umar Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov currently is ranked number 10, and he aims to make a significant leap by defeating the number 2 ranked fighter in Cory Sandhagen. This fight marks the toughest challenge yet for the undefeated Nurmagomedov, who boasts a perfect 12-0 record. He was originally scheduled to fight Sandhagen in August 2023, but Nurmagomedov had to withdraw due to an injury. Hopefully this matchup happens this Saturday, and many people have expressed that Umar doesn't deserve this fight, and while I understand this perspective, I'm still personally excited about it. Cory has been dominating his opponents, and he's seen an opportunity to challenge the hype surrounding Umar Nurmagomedov. He wants to be the one to end the undefeated streak. And for Umar, it's a huge opportunity, man. I mean, if he wins this, he will prove to the fans that he isn't overhyped, and he will be thrown to get a title shot, and he will get the respect he deserves from the fans. Overall, I think it's a very fun matchup. I've seen people complain about this fight, saying that Umar doesn't deserve this opportunity. Personally, I'm okay with it. In fact, I just think it's really exciting, especially since we don't know what's going to happen in this fight, since it can go either way technically. And I've been thinking about this fight non-stop on who's going to win this matchup. Potentially, I mean, if we're going to be realistic, it can honestly go either way. I'm still going to go with my original pick, which is Umar to win this fight. I think he's barely going to edge it out, because I think Cory is going to make it competitive. I believe Cory is going to fight in the boxing range, and he will never stay on the bottom like so many other guys who fought Umar before. And Umar is an amazing fighter, and I believe he would thrive in any other weight class, but the fact that he's in the bantamweight division, oh man, there's a bunch of killers in that weight class. I mean, look at Khabib for an example. He was in the lightweight division, which is arguably also known to have a lot of killers, but he had a lot of good stylistic matchups. Umar, in the other hand, has a lot of killers like Sandhagen, who's great everywhere, and I believe that Cory could be the second or third best fighter in that division, and the experience of Cory could be too much for Umar, because Cory is great everywhere. He can box, he can kick, he can grapple, he has submissions. He's very well-rounded, and let's not forget, he has a lot of experience, and right now, he's in his prime. This is going to be the best Cory Sandhagen he's ever looked in his career. The dude has beaten some killers like Rob Font, Cheeto, and Song Yadong, but he did rely on his wrestling a lot, and those fighters don't really have really good grappling. And I've seen some people saying that Cory's grappling will stop Umar's, but I don't think that's necessarily true. While Cory is skilled in BJJ and showed impressive submissions over the years, like the reverse triangle choke against TJ, I just think Umar will still be able to land most of his takedowns. Cory has a takedown defense rate of 64%, which suggests that Umar will likely succeed in getting him to the ground more often than not. And I know, I see a lot of people glazing his grappling when he fought Rob Font, but I didn't see anything special. That was a boring ass fight, and we all know that Rob's wrestling isn't even that good compared to Umar's. The best grappler that Cory has fought was either Aljo and TJ, and in those fights he gave up his back to get up, and it costed him in the Aljo fight since he got submitted. And the same thing could be said in the TJ fight, since yeah, Cory was eventually able to get up, but TJ was still milking the control time from it. And the main reason why I can't pick Cory in this fight, even though he's very well rounded, is mainly because Umar can take Cory down. Cory tends to expose his back when he's trying to get up, which would put him in a worse position, and I could see Umar taking advantage of this and controlling his back for the entire round. However, I will say that Cory consistently moves, making this fight more interesting. Even when he's on the ground, he never stops. He just keeps moving. He's always trying to submit his opponent or strike them from the bottom. But because he exposes his back all the time, I do see Umar taking advantage of this, and I do not see Cory winning this. Now, when it comes to the feet, I actually think Cory has the advantage. Now, don't get me wrong, Umar is extremely good when he comes with his kicks. The dude jabs with his freaking kicks, man. Bro, do you know how extremely impressive that is? He's able to kick from the body and to the head, and you don't know where it's going to be coming from. That's impressive. The thing about Umar though, as good as his kicks are, I still think Cory has the slight advantage. I think Cory's combination and boxing pressure can give Umar some serious problems. And that's where I think Cory could take advantage in this fight. You know, with the inside pressure, especially since Umar tends to lean back to get away from a bunch of the pressure and attacks that are coming towards him. Cory normally tends to throw some head kicks or body kicks to land something. Cory on the feet is arguably one of the most dangerous fighters on the feet because he's too unpredictable, and I would admit that it's quite possible that he can even catch Umar with something dangerous, especially if he's mixing the striking and the grappling. Another aspect that gives me worried for Umar's chances is the cardio aspect of this fight. It's no secret that Cory can go all day and he has the better cardio than Umar. Umar is gassing out in like 3-round fights, but that's the thing. I honestly think Umar will dominate the first 3 rounds in this fight, and I think Cory is going to start coming back in the last 2 rounds because I just don't think Umar is going to dominate Cory for the entire fight. I think it's going to be a really close fight, and I think he's barely going to edge a split or unanimous decision in this fight. And a lot of people look back at Umar's last fight and point out that he almost lost, suggesting that he was almost exposed or he was fraud checked. However, it's important to consider that his opponent was quite skilled and Umar was not at his best due to multiple injuries. Umar himself mentioned that he was operating at only 50% during this fight. While some might still dismiss this as an excuse, I believe Umar. I believe Umar has something special in this matchup against Cory in their upcoming match. And let's not act like we've seen hype trains almost get derailed before, like Ilia Topuria getting caught by Jai Herbert or Arman Tsarukyan almost getting knocked out by Silva. These guys aren't always going to be able to have extreme impressive performance. I mean, it's a fight after all. Anybody can get caught at the end of the day. And these guys are still young, so they're still learning a lot to get better. Now, I just want to add that even if Cory wins majority of the rounds, I still think Umar will be able to win this because they're fighting in Abu Dhabi. It would not surprise me if Cory ends up losing despite being better in this fight overall. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not fair, but we've seen it happen before. Cory was treated unfairly in this fight with TJ, and we saw something similar with Jan versus Sean O'Malley. So it's entirely possible that Umar might edge out a win. With all that being said, I'm still going to go with Umar, and I think he's going to win a super razor close split decision. Probably even a robbery like I just mentioned, but I'm going to go with that. I just see it happening, but then again, it can go the opposite way too as well. It would not surprise me at all. If there is going to be a finish in this fight, it's probably going to be Cory Sandhagen. I believe that. But regardless, I'm still looking forward to the fight. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like always guys, I'll see you guys on my next one.